Herbst said it was a split-second decision. Michael Jordan called him a hero, and Chase Elliott was left wondering what if. The 2026 NASCAR season is now underway, with Atlanta Motor Speedway up next on February 22nd. But Daytona will be remembered for chaos, controversy, and one of the most dramatic finishes in racing history, where payback is inevitable and no driver will forget what happened. The chaos on the final lap started even before the cars reached Turn 1. Carson Hocevar, just 23, and in only his second full Cup Series season, was moments away from a career-defining victory. He had navigated a grueling race with precision, and after weeks of near misses, he was finally in position to make history. But racing at Daytona is rarely kind. As he entered Turn 1, Erik Jones, fighting for position in the crowded pack, made contact with Hocevar's number 77 Chevrolet. The impact sent Hocevar spinning violently into the outside wall, a heart-stopping moment that instantly turned the race upside down. The crash collected Jones and Michael McDowell, who had been gambling on fuel strategy, leaving 3 cars out in a blink of an eye. And remarkably, NASCAR chose not to throw a caution flag. The green flag stayed out, forcing the leaders and the entire field to react instantly, knowing there was no pause button on the mayhem. Chase Elliott, inheriting the lead in that chaos, suddenly found himself in the spotlight. The son of NASCAR legend Bill Elliott had a chance to win his first Daytona 500, a dream he had chased since childhood. As he surged down the backstretch, Tyler Reddick was closing fast, receiving a perfect push from his 2311 racing teammate Riley Herbst. The tension was palpable. 3 cars, side by side, hurtling toward the final turn, engines screaming, sparks flying from contact with the asphalt. The irony? While Keselowski criticized Herbst, Michael Jordan praised him for helping Reddick win. Herbst defended his actions, explaining, "It's fractions of a second, we're trying to win the Daytona 500. He admitted his spotter, Joe Campbell, told him to move up and block Keselowski's run. Campbell later apologized over the radio, saying, "Sorry, I was just trying to make something happen." Keselowski remains winless in 17 Daytona 500 attempts. Chase Elliott was crushed too, having led late in the race and nearly winning, only to be taken out by the crash. "At that point, nobody's lifting," Elliott said. "This obviously sucks to be that close on the final lap and come up short." Carson Hocevar, who led the race with 1 lap to go, was spun out in Turn 1 and finished 19th, a heartbreaking drop in just 2 corners. In victory lane, Tyler Reddick was emotional. "Last year was really hard for all of us." He said, "Driving for Michael Jordan, it's expected to win every year. Going through a drought made us look hard in the mirror. I didn't know if I'd ever win this race. It's surreal. My son Bo even asked before the race, 'Are you finally going to win this race?' Something about today just felt right." This was only the 4th time in Daytona 500 history that the winner didn't lead until the final lap. Reddick started 26th, navigated the field all day, and executed perfectly in the chaos to secure the win. It was also only the 2nd time a Toyota driver won the Daytona 500. 2311 Racing had 3 cars in the top 10. Reddick first, Riley Herbst 8th, despite the crash, and Bubba Wallace 10th. Keselowski finished 5th, his car wrecked and his heart broken. But the fact he raced at all after such a severe injury was remarkable. "I felt really good in the car," Keselowski said. "Once you're in the race car, you're just digging in." The final lap left everyone debating. Was Herbst's move reckless or just smart racing? Keselowski called it dumb. Erik Jones collided with Hocevar's Chevrolet, spinning him hard into the outside wall. Jones crashed, McDowell got collected, and 3 cars were out, all without a caution, as NASCAR kept the race green. Chase Elliott, son of NASCAR Hall of Famer Bill Elliott, inherited the lead, but Tyler Reddick was closing fast with help from teammate Riley Herbst. Coming off Turn 4, 3 wide, Reddick surged to the inside of Elliott, while Ricky Stenhouse Jr. was on the outside. That's when everything fell apart. After pushing Reddick past Elliott, Riley Herbst attempted to make a move for himself. He pulled out of Reddick's draft and tried to pass Chase Elliott on the outside, but Brad Keselowski, with a huge run pushed by Joey Logano and Stenhouse, was already there. Contact was inevitable. Herbst clipped Elliott's rear, sending him into the wall, while Herbst and Keselowski also got caught in the crash. Joey Logano even crossed the finish line backward. Amid the chaos, Tyler Reddick slipped through and crossed the line first, just 0.308 seconds ahead of Ricky Stenhouse Jr., who also hit the wall. Tyler Reddick led only the final lap, but it was enough to secure Michael Jordan his first Daytona 500 win. 2 days before the NBA legend's 63rd birthday, Jordan celebrated with tears, hugging Reddick and marking the biggest win in 2311 racing history. Meanwhile, Brad Keselowski was furious. Racing just 6 days after being medically cleared from a femur injury, he had been on track for a historic win. "The 35 just wrecked me out of nowhere for no reason," Keselowski told reporters. "That was one of the dumbest things I've ever seen. I had a huge run, and the 35 just wrecked us and himself. Pretty stupid." Keselowski didn't stop there. "I thought a one-lane block makes sense, but to block from the bottom all the way to the top and wreck yourself and everybody else? That's just very, very stupid." On national television, Keselowski called out Herbst for costing him a shot at his first Daytona 500 win. The Daytona 500 is famous as the place where legends are born, but in 22.6 it became a showcase for chaos. Tyler Reich gave Michael Jordan his first Daytona 500 victory in a final lap that will be remembered for years, and controversy followed him everywhere. On Sunday, February 15, 2026, the 68th running of the Daytona 500 delivered everything fans could expect from NASCAR's Super Bowl: drama, heartbreak, controversy, and a chaotic finish so wild that 4 of the top 5 finishers ended up in the infield care center with wrecked cars.